Today is Tuesday, March 15th, 2016. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my Unprocessed Life. I'm headed off to work, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of sun, so we may have some challenges there. Running a little bit later than what I wanted to. The time change has kind of hosed me up just a little bit, so there is that to deal with. And what else? Oh, so I didn't make a video yesterday because I was at the house all day and in between work and hanging out with the family. I just didn't get out to making a video, so I apologize. You'll still get your 2 videos today. And so yesterday had some green juice and some hummus, some chickpea hummus that with vegetables, and then for dinner I had a tempeh barbecue sandwich, which was good. And in fact, based on the fact that tempeh has so much lysine in it, it's probably going to be one of my new favorites. And then what else? And then I had a couple of Trader Joe's bagels, which I probably shouldn't have had. In a lot of ways, yesterday was kind of a fail because I got a lot more fat in the diet than I wanted to, and I had a lot more calories than I wanted to, and I didn't get out and exercise. So yesterday was kind of a failed day, but I'm putting that in the rearview mirror and moving along. So what else? Today we had some green juice with some beet greens. Yesterday we had beet greens too, which was it's supposed to be really good for you. So it was, I hope, a good change up. I just wanted to go back to for a minute and talk about the protein stuff, because one of the reasons why I was eating the hummus. The hummus is really pretty high fat, all things considered. One of the reasons why I ate like 2 cups of hummus yesterday. One of the reasons why I was eating so much hummus was due to the fact that the chickpeas had lysine in them, which is an essential amino acid that a lot of vegans don't get enough of, especially raw vegans. It's hard to get that out of a raw diet because they come mainly from beans and legumes and things along those lines. You can get them in a lot of the faux meats, apparently, like the tempeh and the what else? Oh, seitan or seitan, I think they say. I think that's the way it's really pronounced, is seitan. That's really not because of the vital wheat gluten, which is basically what seitan is. It's because of the nomashoyu, which is the soy sauce alternative that is usually used in making seitan. And so, again, that comes from soy, the soybean. And so I've been looking to try to make sure that I can get the right amount of lysine, the right amount of amino acids in my body without eating meat. And that's where the garbanzo beans and the tempeh came from yesterday. However, the experiment kind of failed when it came to the hummus, because the hummus has tahini in it, which, again, a good fat, but still really high in calories. Which, if you are an active, in-shape person, not an issue. But if you're like me, where you're 100 pounds overweight and you're needing to cut the calories down, then it's important to watch those. Because the less calories you take in, the more weight you lose, and that's just a fact, right? You can, of course, eat many, many more calories if you exercise a lot more, but I don't, and I haven't been able to get to consistently exercising, so it's one of those things that I have to work on, and I have to pay close attention to the calories. So because of that means things like avocados are not used much in my diet, and tahini is another one of those things that I try to keep out of my diet as well. Not because I don't think it's good, but because I'm trying to watch the calories. Once I'm not trying to watch the calories anymore, it will be a much more frequently used part of my diet, especially because I really like the zucchini hummus that we make, which is really, really good. Anyway, I'm digressing here. So today we went with the beet greens and also the romaine lettuce, collard greens, apples, lemon, ginger, and I think that's it. Oh, I added a little aloe vera in this morning as well. So the juice was good. And then for lunch, I've got some smoothies. And the reason I went back to the lysine for a minute before was because my wife has a lot of vegan protein powder, which has a lot of lysine in it. So if you're trying to make sure that you get enough of the proteins and the amino acids that you need as a vegan or someone who's on a plant-based diet or a raw foodist or whatever, that may be a good option, depending on your philosophy. I know some people are straight up raw vegan, got to be raw and nothing but raw, etc., and that's fine, but I'm not a purist when it comes to that. I mean, I am to some degree. Like, there's part of me that thinks, the closer it is to the way it comes out of the ground, the better it is for you. But there's also some realities that come along with that, some science-based realities and so forth. So you got to do what you got to do to try to stay healthy and live longer and do the best thing you can for your health, right? My smoothies today actually have some protein powder in them that should give me a good dose of lysine and protein, and something that I don't have to worry about anymore or really be concerned about until I run out of the protein powder, and then I'll have to get more or something, right? But that's a nice piece to be able to not be concerned about, for sure. So we've got that, and then I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight, but I am kind of getting interested in the tempeh. It's kind of an interesting deal. I don't know how much you know about tempeh. I didn't know anything about it other than it was a faux meat. It was a different kind of meat that vegans liked. And my wife really has always really been a fan of tempeh. I have always been a fan of seitan. I liked the seitan a whole lot more, and she liked this tempeh a whole lot more. So it's kind of been one of those things where I usually go for the seitan, she usually goes for the tempeh, and I haven't really looked into her meat much and so forth. So yesterday I did a little bit of research on it, and apparently it's basically soybeans that, tempeh is just basically soybeans that have been fermented using some mushroom spores, apparently. And it bakes it kind of into a cake. It's kind of neat stuff. It's got a lot of protein, and it's got lysine and stuff like that. It's not too high in fat, so that's a nice thing. And it makes a really great barbecue sandwich, and meatloaf and a bunch of other things that that vegans like, plant-based folks. And one of the nice things about it is that it's more unprocessed than seitan, for instance, which has, it's vital wheat gluten, which is a byproduct of wheat. So it's more refined and processed than the tempeh is. And apparently you can also make tempeh out of a number of other things, not just soybeans. You can also make them out of black beans or rice. There's a number of different things that you can apparently make tempeh out of. So that's really kind of interesting. It's piqued my interest just a little bit. That may be a fun home project to work on. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, trying to see where the best place to get the soybeans are, and the tempeh starter kit and all that kind of stuff. So at some point I'll have something to talk about when it comes to making tempeh at home, because what I understand is that if you make tempeh at home, it's actually a whole lot better than what you can buy in the store. So we'll see if that is indeed the case. Also, something I discovered over the weekend was the guava fruit. So the interesting thing about the guava is that it smells really strong. It's really a strong smelling fruit. So I thought what I might start doing is putting them in my car to make my car smell better. This one's not ready yet. It's not ripe enough to eat, so it's still got a little bit of time. But the guava has a nice smell even when it's not completely ripe. So I'm hoping that maybe it will be an interesting car freshener, air freshener, like a natural air freshener without having to go buy those. And then whenever it gets ripe enough, I just eat it and put another one in here. So I'm kind of excited about the guava. Probably more excited about the guava than I have been about a fruit in a while. It may be because it smells so good. I don't know, but it hasn't gotten ripe enough, so I haven't really had a good chance to test, how much I like to eat it. But I do like the way it smells, so that's kind of a nice pick me up in my car. I'm thinking about maybe even bringing some into my office at work and just leaving some guava in there so it smells nice in my office as well, my cubicle. I'm not up on the chain far enough to have an office at this point. But anyway, guava, interesting. In case you're looking for an air freshener for your car, and smell doesn't seem to rub off on your hands or anything, so there you go. What else? So, I'm still at about 10 pounds of weight loss. I haven't lost any more weight, but then again, I had, like I said yesterday, I ate way too many calories, so I can't really expect to lose any weight when you do that. I have been drinking enough water lately, so I'm happy about that. Been getting, no dehydration going on. I've been getting, I say enough water, anywhere between 2 and 4 liters a day. I need to be closer to 4, but I drink a lot of juice and I eat a lot of fruit, so that helps with the hydration piece of it as well. So, all right. Well, that's what's happening in my unprocessed life. I hope that you're having a great day. If you have any questions or comments or whatever, you can leave them down below, or you can email me at myunprocessedlife@gmail.com. Of course, you can find me over on Instagram at myunprocessed.life, and that's where I post pictures of pretty much everything that I eat, unless I forget, which sometimes I forget. Like I forgot to post the bagel pictures that I had yesterday, and so forth. So there you go. Anyway, thank you so much for spending time with me. I know I say it every episode, every time I get on here, but I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you spending time with me. It's one of my favorite parts of the day. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being there for me. Until next time, have a great day.